Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, welcome back to another pre-market live stream. Thanks for joining in with your host, Connor, for the morning. Alrighty, so some pretty expected bad news. Looks like there's a bunch of information coming out this morning from ADP, payroll employment, company. I think we're somewhere at like 20 million jobs lost. I think they revised the number from March, and instead of being like minus 20 or 40 million, we're minus like 149,000. Or sorry, wait, that's way off. Excuse me. Instead of being, let me. How about this? Let me just pull it up for you guys. Make my life way more easy. How about that? So yes, here we go. ADP March payroll change in the United States revised from negative 27,000 to negative 149,000. So that's not good. Just all in all, we already know how the world's looking, and it doesn't seem pretty. Okay. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Donnie, Carlos, Alex, Savage. What's going on, boss? Daily bonus, Baptiste, Lynn, and Edward. All right. Yeah, higher than expected. I figured it would probably be pretty bad. So let's jump into it. For those of you that obviously join us pretty much every day, you guys know how, you guys know where I kind of stand on the SPY right now. So pretty much we're just kind of keeping an eye on this 290.13 level. That's pretty much our kind of over-under spot. So really, as long as the markets are holding below that 290.20 level, we're definitely staying more bearish in the short term. If we can start to get over, then we're probably going to flip bias to maybe back to a long leg. Do note, currently this morning, I'm already short the SPY. It was really small. Started something really small pre-market of like 20 shares, but figured we would probably fade out a little pre-market. So I'm getting short in here, still holding. I don't really see a reason to cover. It's small anyways. So I don't even know if I plan on covering up these shares or just adding more to the position throughout the day or the next couple days. As long as we're below that 290 on the SPY, we still see potential for a leg down here or another retracement move back down. So that's basically what we're watching, all right, there on the market. So not too much has changed over the past, couple, basically week. We've all really been sitting in the same zone, watching that 290 now, okay? Plant in mRNA. Will NCLH file for Chapter 13? I don't know, but there is news of them. There is talks of that right now. I couldn't tell you for sure. Stamps? Haven't seen stamps in a long time myself. Okay. So, anywho, really, I guess the main takeaway for right now that I think it looks like the market dropped out again. Yeah, look at this. Nice little big drop candle down to support. But yeah, this is, let me touch a little bit more here on this. Ideally, like I said a couple weeks ago and the other days, if in the short term the markets really want to stay kind of on the bear move, this is a likely point they would do it. And we've already kind of started forming a head and shoulders pattern right here. It's an uptrending one, so it's a little awkward, but, there is potential for that head and shoulders to play out. Okay? So, we could be looking at a situation where we kind of snap out like that, right? So, we are kind of seeing a head and shoulders here overall. And you're starting to see unemployment numbers, and they're way worse than a lot of people were thinking. And this is what I kind of mentioned. I do have some conspiratorial sides to me, but I think it all makes sense right now, okay? Let's take a look at BYND. We can talk, if you're looking at MVIS, it's probably just a no-go. I think it crashed yesterday. We even said only to be long as yesterday, if you're on the live stream, we said maybe you could look for a long as high, and the mark's still there actually, as a high as like $1.93 or 92. We said that's about as high as you could really get the stock to go yesterday. and you shouldn't look for much more than that. And didn't really recommend to be long on it. Anyways, it took this midday drop, tanked. Your range right now is only from $1.30 to $1.52. We're not really crazy about it. I would probably pass on MVIS. Haven't really seen any penny stocks lately that have piqued my interest a whole lot, personally. Let's take a look at BYND, though. So from a channel perspective, BYND was already overbought this morning. I think it maybe needed some time to relax, sure. If you want to be long, we see a price target as high as about $1.17, that red level. So if you look for a move to the upside today, we see about as much as $1.17 as a logical price target to the upside. That's pretty much it for us on B. And I'll show you why. If you look, we have our standard deviation coming in at 117.50. So, and that would match up with the previous top on BYND. So ultimately, if you're going to be long on that, I think we just see as high as $1.17 at most today. Mind you, right? Think about this too for a second. Where is the market currently at? Right? Where is the market? The market is currently where we believe we can see bearish moves. If that's correct, how do you think stocks are going to play out? Do you think BYND is going to reach a price of 117 if the stock market pulls back really hard today? It's less likely. Okay? So even though we think it can get there, you still need the markets to move in a favorable direction for you. And yet, the markets just came off a big bounce, and we're kind of starting to pull down some. So we're not getting the super bullish movement in the market right now that would necessarily help stocks to the upside. Okay, so do be mindful on the bullish case for stocks right now. Nope, this is real time. So anyways, yeah, if you're going to look at BYND, I'll give you a little bit more guidance on that. So pretty much, if BYND doesn't have a great day and drops out, ultimately I would look for a low risk bounce at 104, as low as 100. Okay, those would be my low risk bounce areas around those zones. Okay. Also, let's mention this. Disney reported earnings. Based on the way where Disney's at, this actually kind of looks like you might want to be bearish going into the open for Disney. A little bit. It's kind of the way it appeared. Hold on one second. I gotta take a peek at this again. Yeah, pay very close attention to that. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna take a short on Disney right now, so anyways, yeah, pay attention to that 102. 102 is a pretty significant level. I think Disney's going to fall short out of the gates, but anyways, we're going to keep an eye on Disney. Obviously, short bias, as you can see now. Overall, you have Disney Watch. You have Shopify. Shopify reported earnings. That's going to be a pretty interesting one. There's a lot of companies that reported earnings. We could literally look at a bunch of them, but overall, there's a bunch of earnings that came out today. You had Shopify, you had Disney, you had Wingstop, you had Activision, EA, you had Pinterest. Oh, Pinterest is another good one, right? Look at this. Pinterest got smoked. This might lead to an interesting day. Keep it on watch, right? That's all I got to say there. I mean, there's really not much more there. Okay, but Pinterest mentioned that their profit margins are getting squeezed. And so I know for sure that a lot of the profit for Pinterest comes from the advertising side of the business. And so it doesn't, and it makes perfect sense that they're getting squeezed because There's two reasons. For one, the advertising business is just getting harder because everything is becoming online platforms. So just in general, there's becoming more competition into that field as a whole, right? And then you have the pandemic happen where the online usage for online platforms went up dramatically. So everybody's using all these platforms, right? You have which ones are the best to advertise on. And then you have companies that are going out of business, companies that aren't spending on advertising budgets right now that are cutting back. So there is a decrease in budgeting going into the advertising business right now because of what's going on, while you have increased competition because of just the advancement of technology and websites and things like that, mixed with the pandemic of a ton of users. So yeah, there's kind of a squeeze going on in the online advertising business. So I understand why investors smoked the stock after they heard that, because that's a big portion of Pinterest business. So I would say you still got to stay bearish on this and probably look for price targets down to maybe $14 on Pinterest within the near-term future, okay? Let me go back and check Disney just so they're about 20 bucks. Okay. Yeah, so if you were on the live stream yesterday, we mentioned, did I mention Wayfair yesterday? I don't know. Sometimes I get confused. But between this and our private room. But anyways, we did mention to be short biased Wayfair yesterday out of the gates, and pretty much just remained short biased on the day because it just didn't make sense to be long bias after the stock had ran from like 130 to 184 pre-market basically. So ultimately, we were mentioning to be short on that. Turned into a 23-point drop on the day. I couldn't get short. There was no shares of short. If you wanted to short via options, be bearish that way, you could have. All in all, I think you have... Well, let me double check something before I speak. So there's no divergence. There's no bearish divergence. I would watch it for a pullback and look to get it in a pullback. That's just basically it. This is a situation where... Ooh. If you look at that day, just everyone sell. Well, it makes sense everyone would sell on that day. Why wouldn't you? You'd be stupid not to. You know, honestly, I cannot justify being long at that price on Wayfair. I would honestly say you're probably going to want to flip back to being short biased. And the reason being too is if you look at this, look at the selling volume. Look at our volume system. You had like 70% of the volume yesterday was selling. Now, granted, after the stock jumps that much, I would be selling too. So there's that. But I mean, this thing is so far blown outside of its trend. I mean, it went from 21 all the way to 181 over the course of a month or so or what. I just can't justify. No, I just don't. I can't justify being long at that price. We can take a look at NVAX, sure. Yeah, so NVAX, I don't remember the last time we touched on this live or, here, but let me just double check Disney really quick. So Disney's slightly in the red now on that. Okay. Stop will be over that. Yeah, Shopify I was more bearish on today. Ultimately, it's kind of already dropped out quite a bit, but it is Shopify, so this could probably have a pretty significant move still. But there was a bearish divergence going into the high of Shopify, and it hit its 4-hour deviation. So yeah, I would still maybe stay just kind of neutral to just short bias on that for now at that price. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what it. Adrian, to get those volume bars like I have, they're on our website, which you can get to by going to the description down below. You can get to our... Actually, I'll just... Hold on one second. Also, the standard deviation lines you guys see here that you guys have been asking questions about for quite a while now. That should be online and onto our website here like midday or by the end of the day. So if you guys check back on the website, they'll be on the website available for you guys later today. So today, probably the stocks that we're going to be keeping, some of the closest eye on will be Disney, and will be a couple of the earnings reports like Pinterest. Okay, going to be keeping a close eye on pins. As you can see, it already kind of looks a little bearish here. We'll see if this continues for us. It's kind of one of those stair-stepping fashions where we've kind of stair-stepped down, drop, side, so we'll see if this picks up any more steam. And if we can even get below the pre-market low. Note that the pre-market low comes in to play with our regression level right here at 1617. So you can see that our trend comes into play right at pre-market low. So there's a good chance that this drops. There'll be a slight hesitant bounce there, maybe a green candle. But if we can get through that pre-market low and the regression trend, you can have a snap down. Okay, so I think that's how we're going to be watching Pinterest today as well. You said ATVI? ATVI right now is kind of fair value. If you want to be bullish on it, you might look for a little small dip down here to 72.91 and then a press up to 74. Depends on where we're at in the daily chart. The daily chart, we're at 74. With this guy, yeah, I'd probably say just on the long side of that for now. You have a potential little mini support hold here and then a push off of like 72. If it breaks down, doesn't go long, then I'd look for a dip buy down here at like 70.87. Yeah, I think everyone. So I think Bank of America upgraded NIO, so it's kind of jumping right now. This has never really been a stock I've liked to day trade pretty much at all. But there's a good chance for it to jump today simply because it is crossing its regression trend. So look for a pop on the stock today just because we're getting through pretty much the 360 price, and Bank of America pumped it with the price target of 5 or whatever and said that they're delivering a bunch of cars. So yeah, this 350, 360 is an important spot to watch again because that is. Oh, actually, it's a little off. Excuse me. Let me pull this up. It is. Yeah, 361 is the level that you would want to see the stock stay over to continue moving higher right now. WUGI, I don't know the company at all. Looks like it's never traded. It's an ETF. I know nothing about it. Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything. Nope. Take a look at Roku. I'll take a peek at it for you. So this big bullish buyback day we had on Roku for me is just too much. Well, let me just refer it this way. It's a sketchy bull flag, right? Look at this bull. So watch this. Look at that bull flag. A pennant break right there. Nice developed one. Right now go up to here. Look at this one. A lot more red, a little more fakey. So it's a very fakey bull flag, basically. And the markets want to break it out over about 127, 128. That's what they're trying to do, is break it out over 127, 128. Okay? That's what their goal is. So just know that if you're looking for like kind of the breaking out move, it's going to happen probably over 127.48 if it's going to happen. For now, at least. It is still selling down here. I think I wanted to short some more, but Okay. Ooh, 1 second. I said SDC, bearish divergence. No, probably would not. No, I probably wouldn't be too bearish on that for right now, personally. I'll take a look at NAV. I don't really. You're not in the low point. You're kind of right on trend. So you're kind of in the consolidation mode. So you basically just wait for this consolidate into like a flag pattern. Pretty much is where you're at with that for now. All right, I'm going to do a couple more here, and then I'm going to run. I'll look at Apple, because Apple's a big guy. So yeah, Apple's continuously grinding up. Apple has a breakout that will happen when it gets over 304.06, and that price will change each day. So tomorrow might be 304.20, right? Following day might be 305. So right now the breakout kind of spot on Apple is about 303.59, 303.50 area. All right, guys, I'm actually gonna hop off here. I'm gonna get back to our group. But there we have the analysis for the day. Right now, the market's kind of bounced back to their trend, so I don't really see a whole lot of. I mean, we kind of had the short move. We've kind of bounced. So I think we're going to go into maybe some choppier movement at this time on the SPY and as the market as a whole. But keep an eye on pretty much all the earnings reports. Those are going to probably see some volatility today. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for another trading day. All right, guys, everybody, take care.